If there's one thing I've learned about Naruto fans is that they don't like how the story was written. Obviously, there's a bit of exaggeration there, but in general, there's always certain changes that want to be made, or changes to make a certain character way stronger than they ended up being, let alone just making other characters completely irrelevant because they weren't that good. Well, today I'm going to be reacting to the bro NC Hammer, and he's going to tell us how he believes that Naruto should have ended. Is it immediately after the Pain arc?
How did I want Naruto to end? Very frequently. And I've thought about it for a long time, and I've postulated what could be the best possible ending in my opinion. And I think I've finally come up with an answer. Here's the thing, I have no particular qualms with the way that Naruto ended, but I do think there could have been some minor improvements that really would have helped the story out. So this video—
For sure. Now, I'm a person that always tells comment section, TikTok section, whoever, yo, y'all gotta stop acting like y'all are just frame one better authors. There's perhaps one of you that truly could write it entirely better without it making sense. But I've always asked, when you guys have certain ideas, okay, are you cool with missing out on X, Y, and Z? Or how would you go about continuity in the verse if you had to introduce a character like Boruto? Or how does that really tie up to consistent narratives about built-up characters? There's just a lot of flaws with comments on how that they believe they could end the story. But nobody's saying the ending is perfect. Let me be clear. In terms of the anime, at least, you don't even see him become Hokage. That's very deflating for me. So I'm very interested as to what he's gonna say, because I'm not saying it's a perfect ending. Hell, the war arc is far from perfect, but I just don't like when people go bad ending, even though I ain't gonna lie, he better remove Kaguya.
This video is going to be kind of a departure from my usual videos. It's going to be less informational and more me tapping into personal preferences, but I hope you like it still. So for me, please like the video, subscribe to the page, and hit that noti bell. And
hey, for my channel. For me, what did he say? Hit the like button, subscribe to the page, and click that noti bell. Yeah, for me. But all seriousness, let me know if you guys like videos like this as well. I know I'm typically the guy that just has debates and takes, but like, I don't know. I feel like chilling today.
With no further ado, let's get into it. First off, I'd like to say, outside of the plot, the first thing I would have done with the war arc is cut about 200 episodes from it and made it, I don't know, a condensed 100 to 120
Thank you.
episodes. I think regardless of which way I go with how I wanted Naruto to end in this video, we can all agree that the war could have been shorter. But let's get to the story elements. So everything up to the point where Kabuto, Itachi, and Sasuke are fighting is fine, I guess. We're going to be establishing points beyond that hype up. So let's start there, the Kabuto, Itachi, and Sasuke fight. I'm fine with the way that the fight went down. A lot of people say that Sasuke should have fought Kabuto one-on-one. It would have been a good opportunity for us to finally see what his EMS abilities were. I'm even fine with Itachi using Izanami to end the fight, even though it did kind of prematurely end what could have been a longer, more interesting fight. But what I am upset with from that fight and what the takeaway was redeeming Kabuto. Yes, Kabuto has been a victim of Danzo and Orochimaru and been brainwashed by them to be a spy and a double agent and even a triple agent in some circumstances. But he has also been by far the most treacherous, traitorous, and treasonous man in the entirety of Naruto outside of possibly Orochimaru.
Yeah, I agree. It's very deflating that Kabuto's redemption arc is pretty much off screen. It was like, okay, if you're not interested in the character, that's perfectly fine. I mean, he looks nerdy, talks nerdy, does a bunch of weird shit anyway. So if Kabuto's not your cup of tea, cool. But in terms of what he's saying objectively, Kabuto is like, you know, a very messed up guy, to say the least. Kabuto's one of the most messed up guys in the verse. He's just not cool. Like in terms of the verse, Kabuto's one of the most messed up guys in the whole series. So for me, when he just pulls up and heals Sasuke and he's just like a good guy, I understand why. The Izanami, I like doi, but it just like majority of it, like, and maybe there's some flashbacks that I'm not recalling, but it just felt so off screen, like anticlimactic in terms of how Kabuto would redeem himself, you know? But I don't know. I feel like it could have been done better. Let's see what he says.
And here's the thing, his motivations for being evil were just Orochimaru's, but copied and made worse. That's essentially what he did with his abilities. He took all of Orochimaru's scientific accomplishments, the Sound Force Kekkei Genkai, Taka's abilities, Jugo's ability to pull in Senjutsu chakra, Karin's ability to heal herself, all of that, and he applied it to himself. So now we have a man who has no motivations of his own and no powers of his own, who's been an absolute menace to society for 700 episodes. And yet we sent him down this kind of find yourself path with Izanami that he was able to snap out of, even though it's supposed to be infinite, just so he could come back to life and heal Sasuke after he got impaled through the heart by Madara. And here's the thing, I know you can't kill Kabuto because he's the holder of Edo Tensei, which means if you kill him, everybody will just get to hang out forever. He has to release the jutsu. Izanami is fine there, but don't have him snap out of Izanami. Have him wander for eternity in that cavern. And I know what you're saying,
Oh, Nick, but then how would have Sasuke got brought back to life?
I wouldn't have wrote Sasuke into the situation of having Madara stab him through the heart. Either have somebody else intervene in the fight and save Sasuke's life, or don't write him into the situation of fighting Madara that early on.
Okay then, Nick, how would they get back?
That's interesting. So he doesn't think Kabuto should be redeemed at all. That's actually not that bad. I'm actively trying to think of like, cause Kabuto's redemption, again, I said he's not everybody's cup of tea for that reason. Like, you know, like when Kabuto was a good guy, some people were like, oh, okay, cool. Other people were like, so you feel me? Like, that's interesting. That's very interesting. Comment below. Would you rather Kabuto have redeemed himself, or would you have Kabuto just, you know, stayed in Izanami forever?
Orochimaru.
Yes, they needed Kabuto's flesh to act as a kind of host for Orochimaru's chakra and genetic material to grow him a pseudo new body. But it was Sasuke that knew that. Sasuke knew that they needed Orochimaru back so he could perform Edo Tensei and bring the 4 Hokage back to life to bolster their fighting forces. Kabuto was standing still. Izanami just puts you in a slump. Slice off a part of his tail, take that chunk as the future body of Orochimaru, and get moving. And since we're talking about Kabuto and the fact that he couldn't be killed because he had to release Edo Tensei, how did Madara resist Edo Tensei being released?
He didn't just say no.
Uno reverse card Edo Tensei. You don't just...
Matter of fact, think I will stay.
That's not how it works. I know Madara needs to stick around in order to continue being the bad guy, but there's a better way to do it. The better way would be the fact that, oh, I don't know, Obito was leading the Akatsuki, and the Akatsuki once had a member called Orochimaru in them. Do we think it would be the wildest idea of all time if Obito figured out how Orochimaru has been transferring his consciousness to new hosts? Probably not. Do we think it would be that crazy if Obito was able to convey that message to Madara? Probably not. Madara could start to crumble away as Edo Tensei has been released, and in a panic, try a Hail Mary to transfer his consciousness to the nearest shinobi. That shinobi could be someone powerful, or it could be an absolute nobody. Either way, it doesn't matter because Madara takes that body over. And this technique gives you 3 years in a body before that body begins to decompose and take its personality back. Madara now has a semi-permanent body. And I understand that this is an ass pull, but it's no more of an ass pull than Madara just saying no to Edo Tensei being
I'm gonna say I'm more of Madara saying no. One hitter quitter, TKO. The reason being, he just wouldn't look cool. Look, man, what you're saying makes sense, my guy. And I usually don't go this path, but we gotta admit it sometimes, yo. At the end of the day, we're anime fans. We're Naruto fans, okay? And I'm not gonna lie. If I seen Madara boxing in Ten-Ten's body, while some art could be badass for sure, Ten-Ten with a Sharingan, here you go. But like in general, I'm fucking with the Madara trip. You feel me? Like, hey, I hear you. I really do. Maybe he reanimates himself so he gets his body back. I don't know where you're about to go with this. But essentially, if we're gonna have ass pools, I'd rather him just say no. That was pretty fucking cold. Built me up. I believed in him after I seen that nigga say no to death. Fuck it.
Released. Okay, let's move beyond this scene. I want to talk about something else a bit further down the line. How did Obito complete the Ten-tails without Gyuki or Kurama in there? This man had the first 7 tailed beasts in there, and then he put a tentacle of Gyuki in there, and the gourd containing the gold and silver brothers. Like, if that's all you needed, why even bother extracting the tailed beasts from the Jinchuriki?
Facts, yeah. All you need is Naruto spit, beast pencil with DNA. All you need is everybody to just drop 1 strand of hair and it's over. All the fucking Jinchuriki need to wear fucking bodysuits and space helmets, bro. This is great. Now, I did not understand that. I will admit. That one, even to this day, I'm a little wonky. Maybe right now I'm blanking on it. Yeah, I'm very confused. I honestly never really got it. I think, like, when it got taken out of Naruto and B, I thought maybe that count. Yeah, didn't that happen? Yeah, maybe I was just blanking all along. Maybe I'm just waffling. I thought it's some chakra. Now I completely disagree. What the fuck? So Hammer was right and I was wrong, huh? Shit.
Just lop off parts of them in battle and throw those in the ghetto statue.
Oh, but then the divine tree wouldn't have been as powerful.
He doesn't know
It doesn't
that.
matter.
That's an Otsutsuki's secret. He thought he was enacting infinite Tsukiyomi, and then that was the whole plan. Like, okay, I'll give you a pass for the Gold and Silver brothers because they're descendants of Hagoromo who ate their way out of Kurama and took a bunch of his chakra with them. So we can say the two of them equal one regular Jinchuriki. Why not? But Gyuki's tentacle? If I'm writing
I'm
here,
not giving them the
let's
brothers.
be entirely clear once again,
I don't give a fuck. Them brothers is Mickey too.
I'm not writing, so if you disagree with this, I'm sorry. If I'm writing here, I have Gyuki get pulled out of Killer Bee, and I have Killer Bee die. Like, what is Killer Bee?
Yeah, and he's about to say it, but I swear if I had paused it earlier, I was saying it too. Yeah, Killer Bee doesn't do anything after this. Yeah, I love him. I don't want to see the black guy die, you know? It's not that I think the character's bad. It's not that I think the character's boring, but he does become obsolete. I won't say irrelevant, but he's obsolete. For sure. He just ends up being a sideline guy who's just taking up a big part of the battlefield because of his 8-tails form. It's not as if he were dead. I'm like, oh man, like that's a huge blow to the, like, you know what I'm saying? So I'm perfectly fine. And I actually agree with this. Yeah, Killer Bee probably should die. After mentoring everything he knows to Naruto, that could even be a somewhat narrative thread for him.
What does he do after the war arc? What does he do in Boruto? Nothing. He adds real no substance or flavor to the show. In fact, if we're being entirely real, by this point in time, Killer Bee's usefulness had pretty much all but expired. Like, yes, he shoots a tailed beast bomb from the Ten-tails back into its mouth with his full Gyuki form, but that's about it. Naruto could do that in replacement of him. It would be a touching death considering Naruto and him had just become close friends that would give Naruto further motivation to win the war. I mean, let's be real here. The only important deaths we got in the war were Neji and Obito. And let's be real, the first of those deaths, important is a stretch. So now Naruto is the only Jinchuriki on the battlefield. Well, except for his father, who happens to also be a perfect Nine-Tails Jinchuriki for some reason. And actually, while we're talking about Minato, let's
that was
kind of Minato. Like, I'm sorry, was Minato?
That was crazy. I'm not saying delete it. He probably gonna say delete it. But for me personally, I'm not gonna lie. I'm making Minato the strongest one there. And it's debatable now. It's genuinely debatable now, but I would have made Minato just stronger. A lot of things just make more sense if Minato's stronger than Hashirama. It just does. While Hashirama was seen as the god of shinobi, all that stuff, for those guys that are gonna comment the most lame statements possible, I hear you. But I have my own lame statement. It literally time in and time out. Oh, Lord Fourth now.
Hold on to that Lord Fourth. Now, Lord Fourth, that's a different nigga right there.
Like, they were talking crazy about Minato the entire time. While they obviously knew who Madara and Hashirama were. They fucking built statues of them. But
oh, that's the Lord Fourth now. Hold on now, player. Hey, Lord, I wish the Lord Fourth was here.
Even the third Hokage, he seen the Lord Fourth little coughing. Oh, bro. So it would have just made, for me, it would have made textbook perfect sense to, hey, you see these lemons over here? Just make lemonade. Just make the fourth Hokage insanely strong for zero reason. Have Madara like shaking his boots or whatever, because he's like, damn, actually, know what thing about that guy. Fuck. And then, like, not saying that he had to just cuck Madara. Obviously, you need Naruto to take the mantle, but I would have made it very, very clear that, yo, that fourth guy is built different.
So not strong enough as a reincarnation that we had to tack on a perfect Jin cloak and perfect Sage mode.
Oh, he's about to do the same thing.
Let Minato's abilities breathe. Let his abilities speak for himself. He was a run-on-site order ninja in the third great Shinobi World's War. There's no need.
That's what I'm saying. Yeah. Okay. So he's going about it differently. Yeah. I might even 100% agree with him, but might even agree with him in terms of like taking away the Kurama shit. I think it was fucking cool. So I ain't gonna lie. Hey, I'm not mad if it stays, but it can go. But that's what I'm saying. Minato has these lame quotes too from a Hashirama stance. It's not that I don't want Hashirama to be strong, but I genuinely think, and maybe I'm gonna backpedal on one of my takes here. I genuinely think you could make Minato even more OP than everybody on the whole field, and the whole goal of Obito and Madara is just, hold on real quick, let's seal Minato and let's get back to work. Because that's the whole fucking thing about this guy, right?
Just slap a Jin cloak on him like you can just pass him out like Oprah. But now the Ten-tails exists. Let's talk about some Ten-tails weird weirdness that happens in the war arc. Remember when Obito became the Ten-tails Jinchuriki and he couldn't use Kamui because, well, then Madara becomes the Ten-tailed Jinchuriki and he can use Kamui?
Yeah.
And I know you can be like, oh, it's Madara, he's built different, but that is Obito's Mangekyo Sharingan ability. There should be nobody on Earth outside of possibly Kakashi who can use it better than him. But the plot needed Madara to get to the Kamui dimension to pull the Rinnegan out of Obito, so he yanked one out of Kakashi's eye and slapped it into his like he was changing light bulbs. And sure, let's say you want Kakashi hypothetically to lose his Sharingan. That's fine. You can even put Obito in the Kamui dimension and have Madara travel there to steal the Rinnegan. Just don't clearly write that Obito can't use his Kamui because he's the Ten-tails Jinchuriki, and then have Madara do it like 4 chapters later. Since we're
Yeah, I agree. Damn, I ain't gonna lie, he's kind of cooking, chat. I think I would disagree with one thing in this video. But no, I 100% agree with this. I don't even know how one would refute it because I'm actually for the idea that the Ten-tails should make you go crazy, you don't know what you're doing type things. But the idea he can't use Kamui is stupid. Maybe he doesn't like have the self-awareness and self-control to use it consistently. And maybe it's like a last resort reflex versus how he would use it. So maybe it like displays that he doesn't have full mastery of it because he can't control the chakra or whatever. It'd be kind of like cool. I don't know why the fuck I just thought of some game. Half of y'all not gonna get this, but I used to play a game called Sonic Battle as a kid, and there's a literal fight scene that depicts kind of what I'm thinking about. There's literally a character named Emerald in this game called Sonic Battle, and he's just like a literal like OP piece of shit fuck that learns every move, right? But at some point he get the Chaos Emeralds, he start crashing out, and the whole goal is like, yo, technically he should sweep everybody, but he don't know what he doing. So maybe that's what Obito should be here. Like, he should be able to use Kamui, and technically Kamui with Ten-tails chakra is fucking P. He don't know what he doing. So I think that slight tweak would honestly make him a more interesting character as well.
We're talking about Madara as the Ten-tails Jinchuriki. Let's talk about one of the most important fights in the entirety of Naruto. Madara versus Might Guy. The 8 Gates is something we had heard about in Naruto for hundreds of episodes. Might Guy had told us that he was stronger
he does get
than
cut.
Kakashi. Everything was
I'm letting Might Guy kick the shit out of Obito. I don't know where he gonna go with this. I'm letting Might Guy beat the dog shit out of Obito. Now, he can die there. Madara can get his Ten-tails thing and really like depress everybody, and it would somewhat undermine it still, maybe, I guess. But if the point is to show, yo, if the 8-gate talent guy is there, this shit over with, that's how you do it. One of these Ten-tails niggas getting whooped by Might Guy, in my opinion. Oh, but Sage actually whooped. Did he really? This nigga Madara laughing his ass off, bro.
Building towards the moment when we finally got to see the 8th gate revealed. I mean, we'd seen Might Guy in 7th gate, and he was able to single-handedly take on Kisame, who was considered a tailless tailed beast. But the 8th gate gives you this unprecedented amount of power that we had never even fathomed possible, and we got that. The fight between Madara and Might Guy is incredible. It's fantastic.
Yeah, it's hype as fuck.
I actually covered all of the abilities of the 8 gates, including the 8th gate, in one of my more recent videos that you can find right here. But my problem isn't with the fight itself, it's how the fight ends. Might Guy and Rock Lee, much more than Naruto, symbolize the story that Naruto is trying to tell. The story that Naruto is trying to tell is essentially what a lot of shonen anime stories are trying to tell, and it's that you are more than the circumstance of your birth. Naruto, while he may be an orphan, is the son of the Hokage, one of the last standing Uzumakis, a Nine-tails Jinchuriki, and Ashura Otsutsuki's reincarnate. The fact that he was going to become great was almost inevitable, but Might Guy and Rock Lee achieved everything they achieved in Naruto through hard work. Now, I'm not gonna sit.
And that's why Naruto never worked hard. That's why Naruto, hey, man. And I already heard him say, I'm not gonna say, because yeah, it's obvious Naruto worked hard, but there's 2 sides to every story. Yes, Naruto had advantages that, oh yeah, one day he is gonna be him. But the idea that he was never a failure, the idea that he never works hard is, you know what I'm saying? That's why he's about to backpedal on it right now, because the idea that he never does any of these things is crazy. Like, even if I were to change part 1, and I know we're talking about Shippuden right now, but even if I were to change anything in part 1, it's the idea of, you know, hard work beat talent when talent doesn't work hard. I'm minimalizing that just a little bit. You see, I'm not necessarily mad at a person that thinks things like Neji was right or Lee should have been the main character, as long as they are in the typical reasons as to why. Now, when you act like a fucking know-it-all about these things, it's like, nah, you're just wrong. But if you're just saying like the most obvious shit, I can only be so frustrated to you. But I say that to say, if they weren't so in your face about it in the tuning exams that, hey, yo, he works hard to get to where he is. All right. Cool off on it a little bit if you're gonna fucking tell me later on he's a goddamn prodigy.
Sit here and act like Naruto didn't also work incredibly hard, but as nearly as hard as Might Guy or Rock Lee? No. So now we
see it more. It's debatable, but we do see Naruto's work ethic more. I've always debated the work ethic between the two, and I've always sided a little bit towards Lee because Lee's is more straightforward. But I hate the idea that Naruto doesn't work hard. I hate that idea.
World-ending threat in Ten-tails Madara, and the person who symbolizes that you can achieve anything you want through hard work across from him. And he opens the 8th gate, giving his life, essentially, to make sure all of this hard work that he's built up his entire life makes it so his village is safe. He uses the evening elephant, and as he lines up to do Night Guy, it's the same thing. Madara gets kicked in half, and Madara dies. There's no regeneration of his other half. No, Might Guy is given his life to protect the shinobi forces. But here's the thing, Might Guy also dies, because in my version of the war arc,
there's no reason Guy's alive.
Sasuke and Naruto take a shrooms trip up to go meet Hagoromo, and he slaps hacks onto them so they can conveniently beat Madara. No, that was dumb. Why did he decide then of all times to pull up? He was like,
seems like there's a war going on down there. I should wait.
I ain't gonna lie, as cool as that shit was, I could have did without it. I agree. Even if you have to go ultra edgelord and have the Sage of the Six Paths emerge and Madara's corpse, and now it's Hagoromo versus whatever. Okay, fine. Scale it however you need to scale it. But yeah, it was kind of like, that's weird. It was odd.
Wait until the absolute last minute.
Instead, it is still standard Naruto and standard Sasuke kind of watching this fight from afar. And just like that, as Might Guy lays there dying, essentially a heap of ashes, the Shinobi Alliance comes together to celebrate their victory. And as Madara lays there dying, Black Zetsu slowly crawls to his body. And it's at this point that Black Zetsu takes over.
He's still gonna do the Kaguya thing.
It makes him Kaguya's vessel. This way, Might Guy's sacrifice is not lost. He killed Madara, but also this way, Black Zetsu doesn't have to backwards Rengoku Madara to make Kaguya's vessel. And as the Shinobi Alliance forces are celebrating in their win over Madara, and Sasuke and Naruto have been healed to their full capabilities once again, Kaguya rises from Madara's body. Naruto and Sasuke, now healed with the time that Might Guy bought them, rush towards Kaguya. Fight ensues once again. There's no time to grieve over Might Guy's loss or
But see, now they're not strong enough. They just die.
Well, he's rewriting the story. So, in terms of this, me personally, I ain't gonna lie. I respect your dedication to making Kishimoto's dream true. But me? Kaguya. Don't need it. Fuck her. Like, by your story, we're just celebrating there. And then maybe Sasuke does some dickhead shit. Now Naruto Sasuke fight. Like let's keep it going. Madara should have been the big bad. I'll be casual and die on that hill. I don't care. Don't need it. Wasn't happy. Didn't care. She's not cool. Not entertaining. Maybe he writes her to be entertaining. Hey, good writing fixes everything, right? Too bad. Hey, too bad. I won't try it. Fuck her. I'll say this for me, where his ending's gonna be different than mine. To spoil what I'm probably doing, I want to see characters that I've grown with meet the woo. Like I like, it's a war of the strongest shinobi ever. I want there to be a little subject of loss in there. By the way, subscribe to the channel if you haven't done that already. What the fuck? I'm having Guy kill Obito, Madara get the Ten-tails after Obito, and then all along like not give a fuck about Obito, like make him a piece of shit, my lord. And then Ten-tails Madara, who has more control over the Ten-tails because he's Madara versus everyone else, but now you've lost the power of the 8 gates and it's gone to a stronger ninja, but Naruto is more more motivated. Even if you have to give him some kind of power-up, ass pull power-up, go for it. But I agree with him. I didn't like the Hagoromo thing too much, but they just rid it to look so fucking cool. But for me, maybe it makes sense to some of you guys. Maybe you can explain it, and that's fine. I still won't like it.
Or even understand how Madara has become an Otsutsuki. Quickly, it becomes very clear that Sasuke and Naruto, as they currently are, stand no chance against Kaguya. She easily deflects their attacks. She jumps between dimensions. They can't track her movement. Oh, by the way, I don't mind Naruto talk no jutsuing Obito back to the good side. It's fine with me, I guess, hypothetically. So Obito is in here helping them with the fight. And it's actually...
Talk no jutsu is already a staple. You'd have to get rid of talk no jutsu in its entirety, and it's a meme that sells. No, we will not nerf talk no jutsu, but I don't like the way they did it. I say that. I'm not mad at him talking Obito down, but I mean, in my verse, Obito's dead, so.
Obito and Kakashi and Sakura that make an opening for Naruto and Sasuke to close in with a Chidori and a Rasengan respectively against Kaguya to finally suppress her. That she pulls out 2 black rods of Truth Seeker orbs and slices off.
He killing
both their
Kakashi, ain't it?
Simultaneously. And just like that, Naruto and Sasuke have lost their arms. They lay there, one arm bleeding out on the ground next to each other. Very similar to how the Valley of the End fight ends, except as Naruto and Sasuke lay there, Kakashi and Obito and Sakura try and close in to keep Kaguya from finishing them. And with the time that they create, they start to talk. They look at each other and they say, well, this looks like it's it. Naruto thanks Sasuke for coming back and says he missed him. And Sasuke apologizes for leaving and says he realizes the error of his ways. And just like that, since Naruto has forgave him and Sasuke has apologized, the circle of hate, also known as the curse of hatred that started with Indra and Ashura, closes. The cycle ends. But it's at that moment that their blood pools mix. And that's what summons Hagoromo. The blood of Indra and Ashura.
Narratively, again, makes sense. But mirroring the SpongeBob movie would have triggered me. I gotta keep it clean. But if I had seen them the 2 niggas' blood fuse up, make a heart, and Hagoromo got summoned the same way that rain started pouring on the sponge, I'd have had a problem with it. For me, you better off just nerfing Kaguya a bit, or you gotta pull something out your ass to make them stronger in a different way. But I don't like the blood fusion jump. Maybe if the cycle of hatred breaks, if it's clear the cycle of hatred is broken at any point in time, I do think Hagoromo could just show the fuck up. I'm honestly fine with that. In terms of Hagoromo, if he has to show up, if we are writing an anime where Hagoromo has to show up and amp somebody just to make a little bit of sense of how they could compete, I do agree the cycle of hatred ending is the caveat because it hasn't ended for generations. Fine. However, just not that way.
Started with Indra and Ashura, closes. The cycle ends. But it's at that moment that their blood pools mix. And that's what summons Hagoromo. The blood of Indra and Ashura coming together creates Hagoromo. That's how Madara got his Rinnegan in the first place. And then they get their hacks. Hagoromo slaps an eyeball
that
into
makes
Sasuke's
sense.
face. Slaps Sage of 6-Pass chakra into Naruto. But he doesn't heal them. They're still bleeding. This new revitalized Sasuke and Naruto stand up haggard, watching Obito and Kakashi and Sakura labor to keep Kaguya away from them. But she gets an open, and she shoots an Ash-all-killing bone at Sasuke. Obito then takes this opportunity to protect Sasuke. It's more symbolic than him protecting Naruto, because he turned his back on the Uchiha. He had a hand in the Uchiha massacre.
Yeah.
He helped
I
Sasuke's
don't
brother
care who
wipe out his clan. So in order to...
I don't mind Obito saving either one. Yeah. He has a good point. I do think Obito saving Naruto after getting taught no jutsu by Naruto does fit. So I'm not going to downplay that. But yeah, either one he saves is fine.
Protect the last person from his clan. Obito gives his life for Sasuke.
Yeah.
Incredible. Small problem though. Naruto and Sasuke still heavily injured, still losing a lot of blood. Sakura exhausted from her fight against Kaguya. Sasuke, Naruto are both on the brink of death after sealing Kaguya, and Sakura can only save one of them. With her 100 healings depleted, she only has enough chakra to perform the operation to close such a grievous wound on
Bye,
one of them.
Sasuke.
At that moment
Die, nigga.
that Sasuke tells Sakura to heal Naruto, and she has to finally address the feelings that she has for Sasuke and understand that Naruto presents more of a privilege and opportunity to the future than Sasuke does. And with tears in her eyes, she goes to heal Naruto, who fights it every step of the way, but Kakashi holds him down. And as Naruto starts to fade from consciousness, he looks over and sees Sasuke, gone, but smiling. For one of the first times in the history of Naruto. Naruto wakes up a week later in the hospital and wonders where Sasuke is, but he's gone. He gave his life for Naruto, showing, in fact, that he had been forgiven, showing, in fact,
How the
that
fuck?
the cycle
Wait, so how did Kaguya die?
Closed. And boom, the war arc's over. Except there's still some other loose ends that tie up. Now, who does Sakura end up with?
Yeah, how the fuck is Kaguya alive? Did I miss that? Did Kaguya just not die? Whoa, am I drunk? Hold on. So they like got the power up, got up and still there. Okay. I mean, that's not the worst thing. They only need one hand. You had everybody else there helping out, shit like that. It's not the worst thing. I ain't got that much of a problem with it.
That he had been forgiven, showing in fact that the cycle had truly closed. And boom, the war arc's over.
Now, here's one thing I disagree with you, my boy. I'm not gonna lie. I hard disagree with the idea that Naruto and Sasuke talk things out. Now they got a box. They have said to each other. It has been something that the narrator has said, and it's just something that we have seen as an audience. Naruto and Sasuke, for whatever reason, understand each other best and communicate best when they are beating the shit out of each other. They got a box. Sasuke is just too weird at this point. It makes sense for Sasuke to want to, you know what I'm saying? I personally think they do have to box. In my ending, you know what I'm saying? They beat Madara. They seal him away and or just kill him. Doesn't matter. Figure that the fuck out, right? I'm not going into it. It's not a video for me to rewrite the shit, right? But yeah, after the Madara threats dealt with, they box it out. But then I honestly think there was no way to write that better. I actually really like the way that Kishimoto wrote how Naruto and Sasuke ended, except, you know, the idea that Sasuke just doesn't have an arm now. Get your arm back. Get your arm back. Get your arm back. Outside of that, that's it, man. Nah, I think that's the only thing I hard disagree with.
Except there's still some other loose ends that tie up. Now, who does Sakura end up with? The answer to that question is actually very easy.
You gonna say nobody on Naruto?
Oh, you know, the incredibly good guy who had a crush on Sakura the entirety of the show and had brought her flowers and made sure she was okay and checked up on her emotionally. You know that guy?
Oh, but now the Uchihas are gone.
So are the Senju. If Naruto and Sasuke are supposed to represent yin and yang, so are the Senju and the Uchiha. I understand Tsunade is still alive here, but she's in her 60s and Jiraiya's dead. She's not having kids. Also, if Rock Lee and Sakura had a child, it could open the 8 gates and have the Byakuya seal. So it could throw hands with Ishiki. And that's it. That's how I would have ended Naruto. Am I a little biased? Because I kind of want Sasuke dead, and maybe. But if you like...
And there it is. Also, in your anime, low-key, the Neji was right thing is even more prominent. Like, granted, it would still be wrong because the cycle of hatred would end, but you would just give them niggas a whole nother nuke in their army of Byakugan was right for the win because Sasuke died.
This rant, please, for me. Like this video, subscribe to the page, hit that noti bell. Listen, I'm not saying...
For me! Hey man, good video. I did like the video. I wasn't lying. You know what I'm saying? I hit the noti bell too, because that's what you should do, guys. Do that for me as well. Let me know your thoughts. His comment section for the most part looks very positive. I'm actually fine with these things. And if anything scaling wise is inaccurate, I'm not gonna lie, scale it, make it work. It's not that hard. I know that sounds like, oh wow, I guess you can do that. Yeah, because I wrote the story. If I don't want a Super Saiyan to be a 50 times multiplier, you know what? It's 2 times multiplier. If you guys like these kind of videos, comment them below. Please hit the like button because the video has to do well for me to know that you guys truly do like these videos. But yeah, I still had some takes in there. Still had some debates in there, but this is interesting. I don't know. I might enjoy reacting to videos like these. Let me know your thoughts. Take care and stay blessed. See you guys next time.